I can finally say it. Yes, I've read the book. Knock at the Cabin is a brand new 2023 thriller film directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Jonathan Groff, Ben Aldridge, Dave Bautista, and Rupert Grint. And I was actually very excited for this movie. I am a fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I like most of his movies. There are some that are actually very terrible, and people are justified in their hate of it. Specifically, The Last Airbender. That's aside from my point. I was very excited for this movie. The trailers looked amazing. I actually got the book and read it. It was a very, very good book, so I can finally compare it to the book. I can compare the book and the movie, see what they changed. And so, without further rambling, here's my review for Knock at the Cabin, starting off with the good. And there's actually a lot that I really liked in this movie. First of all, the acting is absolutely top-notch. Starting off, you have Jonathan Groff and Ben Aldridge as this couple, and they are both really, really great. I don't think I've seen Ben Aldridge in anything, but I am familiar with Jonathan Groff through his work with Frozen, and also his role in Hamilton, and also Mindhunter, which are all very great, and he does great in all of them. And I really like them together. They're both really great in this movie, and I really like the chemistry that they share. They actually feel like an actual couple, which is very nice. And then you have Rupert Grint in this movie, who really hasn't done a whole bunch since the Harry Potter films ended. But he was easily one of the best performances in those movies. So it's really nice to see him maybe making a comeback into acting. I really, really liked him in this movie. He wasn't in it a whole bunch. And if you've read the book, you know why. But I thought he was really, really great in this movie. But easily the best performance in this movie is Dave Bautista. And this is a guy who has constantly proven himself to be an amazing actor. I mean, all the way from Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, all the way to roles like Blade Runner 2049, which was a smaller part, and then you had Glass Onion as well, and this movie just absolutely solidifies him as, in my opinion, the best wrestler turned actor in Hollywood right now. He was amazing in this movie. I really like the whole gentle giant aspect of his character. He's definitely the villain of the movie, but he's so soft-spoken and gentle with the characters that you believe that he's actually not a villain, even though he really is. I just really loved him in this movie, and I'm really excited to see where Dave Bautista's career takes him next. And then we have the little girl who plays Jonathan Groff and Ben Aldridge's daughter in this movie, Wynn. I really like this child actress. I don't think I've seen her in anything else. This might be her first role. I'm not entirely sure. But I think she did a really great job, and I really like the chemistry that she has with every character she interacts with. I really like the way she plays this little girl. And then aside from the acting, we have the story, which if you've seen the trailer, it's a pretty simple premise, and it actually jumps into it very quick. It's this family who's on a vacation, then they're held hostage in this cabin they're staying in to make a sacrifice to prevent the apocalypse. Very simple premise. Obviously, some M. Night Shyamalan twists are thrown in. And I can say, as somebody who's read the book, this is actually quite faithful to the book. There are obviously some changes that are made throughout, specifically the ending, because M. Night loves his little twist endings. But I just really liked the story. I thought it was very compelling, and some of the changes from the book I thought were better, in my opinion. I wasn't a big fan of a few things that happened in the book, so I'm glad that they changed or cut out those parts from the book in this movie. And yes, I did see the twist ending coming from a mile away, probably about halfway through this movie, but I still think that it was a very effective twist ending. And as with almost every M. Night film, you have amazing cinematography here. I just really love the cinematography. M. Night definitely has a great eye for camera and cinematography. So points for that as well. That's about all for the good. Let's go ahead on to the bad. And there's one big thing here that I have to talk about. And it's a thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about in this little bit of their reviews of this movie. And that is the utilization of the R rating in this movie. This movie's rated R. And this is a very, very brutal story. So why don't you use the R rating to show some gore when someone gets killed or something like that, instead of just using the R rating to use the F word? I mean, I don't mind the F-bomb in film, but when you're gonna make an R-rated movie, utilize it for more than just the F-bomb. That's something I have with Birds of Prey. That's something I have with a lot of other movies that are rated R. And it's something I have with this movie. It's just a big pet peeve of mine, and I just have to call that out. Either way, that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. I love this movie. I think it's one of M. Night's best movies in years. I'd say it's even better than Split, which a lot of people really, really love, and I still like it as well. But Knock at the Cabin was a really great film from M. Night Shyamalan, and a pretty faithful adaptation of the book, in my opinion, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. That was my thoughts on Knock at the Cabin. Have you seen this movie? What did you think about it? If you have, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.